Okay, so you're thinking about like becoming a barista.
But not just any barista, right?
Right.
You wanna be the best.
Right.
You want to be like the Michelangelo of latte art,
Yeah.
the caffeine whisperer.
The master.
And you're smart enough to know that in today's world, landing that dream job, it takes more than just, a killer resume.
Yeah,
It's a whole different ball game out there.
it is.
And that's where I think this is where things get interesting. And this is where RoleCatcher comes in.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
I have. Yeah, RoleCatcher it's interesting, some of this stuff.
Feels like kind of sci-fi movie-ish.
It does. It feels very futuristic.
Right.
But what I think is really interesting is how they're using AI to personalize the whole job hunting process.
Okay.
So it's not just about, matching keywords on your resume to a job description.
Right.
It's about like really understanding the nuances of the job that you're going for and then analyzing your particular skills and experience and then giving you this like tailored game plan.
Okay, so I was poking around on RoleCatcher.
Yeah.
And their barista career guide it's actually really impressive.
Okay.
It breaks down like the whole scene.
Yeah.
Like all the different types of drinks you'd be making,
Right. Going beyond like your basic latte.
Oh yeah, way beyond that.
Yeah.
It talks about the career path itself.
Okay.
Like what are the different levels you can go to? What are the salary expectations?
Right.
It's very thorough.
So it's like having a crystal ball for your coffee career.
Basically, yeah.
That's amazing.
But here's where it gets really wild.
Okay.
The guide, it doesn't just stop at serving coffee.
Okay.
Like it actually highlights how those skills that you would learn as a barista
Right.
can then translate into other parts of the industry.
Oh, interesting.
Like roasting, production, like
yeah.
imagine like sourcing beans
Yeah.
from like some remote jungle,
Yeah. That's amazing.
all because you mastered the cappuccino.
I love that.
Right.
It's really cool. I mean, it highlights that.
It's kind of like RoleCatcher saying,
Yeah.
yeah, you can be a barista,
Yeah.
but what if you could become the coffee kingpin?
Right, exactly. Like this could be your entry point into this whole world that you maybe didn't even know existed.
Exactly. Okay, but let's back up for a second.
Okay.
Because you still got to get that job.
Right, you got to get your foot in the door.
Right. You got to get your foot in the door.
Exactly. That's the first step.
So how do they help with that?
So that's where, and this is where I think it gets really, really interesting.
Okay.
This is where the AI tools really come into play.
Okay.
So imagine prepping for an interview,
Yeah.
but you're not just using, generic advice from the internet.
Right. Right.
You're using AI that can analyze the actual job description
Okay.
and your resume,
Wow.
and then it generates potential interview questions
Yes.
that it thinks they're going to ask you based on what it sees.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this AI thing
Yeah.
can read a job description
Yeah.
and tell me what they're going to ask me.
And tell you what to say. Yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty impressive, right?
That's wild.
It is, and it goes even further than that. They have this whole feature where you can record yourself answering these practice questions, and it'll give you feedback on your delivery, your tone, like
No way.
even your body language.
You're kidding.
I know, it's like having a personal interview coach.
It's like having, like an AI in your pocket.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
It's pretty amazing.
So let's say I nail the interview.
Oh, okay.
I get the job.
You got the job.
Now what?
Okay. So I think that's where the long game comes in.
Okay.
And this is another thing that I think makes RoleCatcher really different.
Okay.
They're kind of building this whole ecosystem.
No.
Like it's not just about getting the job, it's about like what happens after.
Right.
So they have job boards, they have skill analysis, they even have ways to get discovered by employers
Oh, wow.
who are actively looking for someone with your skill set.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's not even about applying to a million places anymore.
I know, it's a very different world.
It's about making sure that like your profile
Yeah.
is the one that pops up
Exactly.
when the right opportunity comes along.
That's exactly it. It's about being strategic, proactive,
Wow.
and showcasing those skills that make you stand out.
Okay.
And you know what else is interesting?
What's that?
Even in a job like being a barista,
Yeah.
where you might think, oh, it's just about making coffee.
Right. Exactly. Right.
They really emphasize soft skills
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
as much as, making a good cup of coffee.
Yeah. No one wants a grumpy barista, no matter how good their latte art is.
Exactly. exactly. Your customer service, your teamwork, your communication.
Okay.
These are all things that employers are looking for across industries.
Totally.
So RoleCatcher seems to understand that technical skills are only part of the equation.
So what you're saying is this isn't just about being a barista.
Right.
This is about
It's about building a career, any career.
Building a career, yeah.
Yeah.
And using tech to your advantage.
Exactly.
This is wild. This is way more than just a job site deep dive.
It's a whole new world out there.
This is like career 2.0 or something.
It really is.
Okay, so this is all really impressive, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, is this going to cost me like $1 zillion?
Right.
Because baristas, we're not exactly rolling in dough here.
That's a fair question. Yeah. The good news is they seem to be using that freemium model.
Okay.
That's pretty common these days.
Right.
So you can definitely get a taste of what they offer without having to shell out any cash.
Okay, so like I can browse the barista career guide.
Yeah.
Maybe play around with some of the basic features.
Exactly.
All for free?
Yep. You can create your profile, upload your resume.
Okay.
Even start browsing their job board, all without paying a dime.
Okay.
So it's like a test drive.
Got it.
See if it's the right fit for you.
Okay, makes sense.
Before you commit to a subscription.
Right. But I'm guessing if I want to like really unlock those super powered AI features like the job spec analysis, the interview practice, like all that stuff.
Right. That's where the premium part comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, they call it RoleCatcher Copilot.
Okay.
And it seems like that's really what unlocks kind of the full potential of the platform.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even without the paid features,
okay,
RoleCatcher still has a ton of really valuable resources.
All right.
It's really just about how serious are you about this?
Yeah.
How much do you want to leverage, this technology?
Okay, yeah, that's good to know because honestly, for someone who's like just starting out or even thinking about like a career change,
right?
The free features alone sound incredibly useful.
They do. They sound like a great starting point.
Yeah, totally. But let's say I am ready.
Okay.
To like go all in on this thing.
Yeah, you're ready to dive in head first.
Yeah. What are some things I can do?
Okay.
To like make sure I'm getting the most out of it.
Okay, so
especially as a barista, like what should I be doing?
I think step one, like any good online platform, is creating a killer profile.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about
right,
uploading your resume and calling it a day.
Right.
This is where you really want to
okay,
showcase your passion for coffee.
Okay, so channel my inner coffee snob.
Not necessarily a snob, but go beyond just listing your previous experience.
Okay.
Talk about, the types of coffee that you love, the brewing methods you've mastered, even your philosophy on customer service. Like the more details you provide, the better RoleCatcher's AI can understand what makes you tick.
It's like giving the AI a glimpse into your coffee-loving soul.
Exactly. Wow. And that's what's going to help you stand out, right?
Right.
We talked about how, employers are looking for more than just technical skills.
Yeah.
This is where you showcase your passion, your personality, what makes you uniquely qualified to be their next barista extraordinaire.
This is starting to sound like online dating for baristas.
Okay.
But instead of like swiping right,
yeah,
it's like RoleCatcher's AI.
All right.
Connecting me with my dream coffee shop.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
It's not just about waiting for the perfect opportunity to land in your lap.
Oh, yeah.
You can be proactive too.
Okay. How so?
So they have this really cool feature called the employer database.
Employer database, okay.
So let's say, you've got your eye on, I don't know, a couple of local coffee shops that you think would be really cool to work at. You can use this database to research them. Like you can look up their company culture, their values. You can even see like the hiring manager's LinkedIn profile.
Hold on. So I can basically stalk.
Yeah.
My potential future boss.
Yeah.
Before I even apply.
It's not about stalking, it's about being prepared.
Okay. Yeah.
But understanding the company's vibe can really help you tailor your application, even your interview answers, to better align with their values.
So I'm like speaking their language
exactly.
before I even walk in the door.
That's the idea.
That's kind of amazing.
Right. It's like next level, you know? Yeah, it's pretty slick.
It's very slick. It's very, very slick.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got my amazing profile.
Right.
I've researched the heck out of these coffee shops.
You're ready.
What's next? What do I do?
All right. So this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI really shines.
Okay.
Remember that job spec analysis tool?
Yeah, the one that like dissects job descriptions, like some kind of caffeine-fueled Sherlock Holmes.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
So you can take the job descriptions from these coffee shops that you've researched, feed them into this tool.
Yeah.
And it will actually identify like the key skills and experience they're looking for.
Okay, and then I can like tweak my resume.
Exactly.
Make sure I'm highlighting those things.
Exactly. You're no longer just sending out generic applications. You're creating these like targeted, laser-focused pitches.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Work smarter, not harder. Right.
Work smarter, not harder. I'm all about that. Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
I got to be honest, though.
What's that?
Sometimes, all this, like, data and analysis and stuff like that.
It can be a bit overwhelming.
It can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially
if you're not, a data scientist by trade.
Right, exactly. What if I get lost in the numbers?
Right. I think that's something that RoleCatcher does well.
Okay.
Is they seem to understand that not everyone is, a tech whiz.
Right.
So they present the information in a way that's easy to understand.
Okay. Good.
Even kind of fun to interact with.
So it's like having like a friendly AI guide.
Yeah, like a co-pilot, right?
Right, exactly.
Instead of just like a bunch
of charts and graphs. And...
spreadsheets and algorithms. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And then on top of that, if you do ever get stuck, they have this great community forum where you can connect with other job seekers.
Oh, that's cool.
Share tips, get advice.
It's like a support group.
Exactly.
For the job search.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not alone in this.
Yeah, no, because sometimes it's good to know that you're not the only one,
Absolutely. It can be a grind, the job search.
Yeah, it can be.
So it's good to have that community.
Yeah, totally. And you might even, meet some fellow coffee enthusiasts.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Along the way.
Network over a shared love of caffeine.
Right. I like it.
That's great.
But before we get too caught up in all the cool features and stuff,
right?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so we've talked about all these features, all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
But does it actually,
right?
Does it work?
Right. We're talking about real results here.
Yeah.
Not just fancy algorithms.
Right. Exactly.
And I gotta say, digging into kind of the RoleCatcher community.
Yeah.
There are some pretty inspiring examples out there.
Okay, so tell me more. I need to hear about these coffee-fueled Cinderella stories.
Okay. So remember we were talking about this kind of alternative career paths within the coffee world?
Yes.
So I found this story about this barista named Michael.
What?
And it kind of blew my mind.
Okay.
So he was using RoleCatcher, just, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And somehow ended up, wait for it, designing a coffee farm.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Designing a farm?
Designing a coffee farm?
Like with the little rows of coffee plants and everything?
The whole shebang.
Wow.
Yeah. So apparently he always loved this idea of sustainable farming, but never really thought about it as like a real career path.
Right.
He was,
happy being a barista.
Content. Yeah, being a barista, maybe managing a shop one day.
Yeah.
So how did he go from latte art to landscape architecture?
Yeah, did RoleCatcher magically transform him?
Not exactly.
Okay.
But it did open his eyes to a world of possibilities he never even knew existed.
Okay.
So he started, poking around in RoleCatcher's career guides, exploring different, aspects of the coffee industry.
Right.
And he stumbles upon this whole niche field of coffee farm design.
So RoleCatcher was his career compass or something.
Yeah, guiding him towards something he didn't even know he was looking for.
Wow. And then what happened?
Okay, so, and here's where it gets, I think, even cooler.
Okay.
He starts using RoleCatcher's job board to connect with companies that specialize in this.
Okay.
But here's the thing. He doesn't just apply for barista jobs.
Okay.
He uses his experience and this newfound knowledge to pitch himself as someone who's passionate about coffee from bean to cup.
So he's like hacking the system a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. He's like he's using his existing skills and then RoleCatcher's insights to kind of craft this whole new career path.
I love it. Did it work?
It did. He landed a job with this company that designs and builds eco-friendly coffee farms.
For that out.
I know. And now he gets to travel the world.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing his passion for coffee and sustainability.
That's incredible.
And it all started because RoleCatcher, helped him connect the dots.
Right.
Between this love for coffee and then this kind of hidden passion for sustainable living.
Okay, so that's amazing and all, but not everyone's gonna, become a coffee farm designer.
Of course not. Of course not. But I think that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
It's not about forcing you into a specific box, right? It's about helping you discover what makes you unique and then empowering you to go after it.
Yeah, it's not just about finding a job. It's about finding a job that lights you up.
Exactly.
That you're excited to wake up for.
That's what it's all about.
Even if it means, waking up before dawn to chase the perfect sunrise over a coffee plant.
Exactly. I love that. And sometimes, all it takes is that little nudge.
Right, that little spark.
That little spark, to kind of get you going.
Totally. And I think that's what RoleCatcher does really well.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes this whole conversation so fascinating. It's
a different way of thinking about it.
It's a different way of thinking about it.
It's not just a job site. It's like a whole
philosophy.
It's philosophy.
It's about taking control of your career.
Yes.
Being proactive, embracing technology,
using it to your advantage.
Exactly.
I love. Well, listen. Yeah. If you're out there and you're feeling that little flicker of curiosity.
Yeah.
Maybe you've always, loved coffee. Maybe you've always thought about being a barista.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Why not? Give RoleCatcher a try.
Why not? You never know where it might lead.
Exactly. The journey of 1,000 sips begins with a single click.
I love it.
All right. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.